You're watching the Highlight Zone with Wayne 15 Sports Director Glenn Marini. Local sports coverage you can count on.
We've been doubted a lot. We've been talked down, so this win is just building our confidence up.
We're just going to keep playing our football, just hit them hard all 4 quarters, see if they can stick with us. We got to be able to hit, because Dwenger's a really big team and they like hitting.
If we stop them, if we don't let them score any points, they're not going to win, right?
Speed training. I thought I had the tape and fast forward, I'll be honest.
Just keeping the main thing. We just want to keep the underdog mentality and just continue to grind with our head down.
Well, as the saying goes, you never get a second chance to make a first impression. And if last Friday was any indicator, it's going to be a wild ride during the 2020 football season, and that especially true in the SAC. Colton Howard kicking off our Week 2 coverage with your Highlight Zone Game of the Week. Colton.
Boy, was it crazy. Last Friday, it wasn't a complete surprise that Northside beat Snider, but it was the way the Legends won that perked some ears. Mike Brevard's team dominant in a 30-point win. Meanwhile, it was the same old at Dwenger as the Saints marching into the new season with a big win over Wayne. Dwenger at Northside, it's your Highlight Zone Game of the Week. It's early but huge SAC championship implications at Chambers Field. Dwenger ranked 4th in the state in 5A. Northside not far behind. The Legends ranked 8th. Through 1 quarter, the score stood tied at 0. First play of the 2nd quarter. Northside on offense. Dooley O'Connell sacks Deuce Taylor. Ball comes out. Picking it up is KJ Tippman. He takes it all the way to the house. Dwenger's first points of the ball game come from a return. 7-0 Saints. How would Northside respond? Next drive, Glenn coined it. Deuce is loose. Deuce Taylor runs it in for the score. Extra point, no good. 7-6 Saints still lead. Still in the 2nd quarter, Dwenger in the red zone. The Saints go marching in. Devin Tippman breaks the goal line right before the half. And 2 Tippmans, 2 scores for the Saints. Dwenger ahead at the half, leading 14-6. Second half, the Legends, they're down but not out. Taylor to his right finds Rodney Woods down the sidelines. Watch this junior move in and out of traffic. Ball popped loose at the goal line, but Woods keeps control. This prompting Northside to go for 2. Guess who? Deuce. Taylor keeps it for himself. Deuce gets Deuce to tie the game at 14. The QB sneak, yeah, Dwenger's heard of it, and they say that we can do it too. Still in the 3rd quarter, Brendan Lytle follows a huge O-line into the end zone for the score. Lights out Lytle gives Dwenger the go-ahead by 6. 2-point conversion was no good. To the 4th, he got the first touchdown of the game. Give him the last 2. KJ Tippman in for the score. 1 on offense, 1 on defense, and Bishop Dwenger wins Week 2 on the road, 27-14.
After the Northside's first game, everyone dogged on us, like Northside's deuce is loose, all that. And we took that to heart, and we fought, we kept fighting, and it came to Will, and at the end of the game, we pushed through it and survived.
We've worked really hard for this, and there's been a lot of adversity through this pandemic. We've been working really hard, and we got some players coming back next week too, so that's going to be great.
Dwenger will host Southside next Friday, while Northside will travel to Carroll. Glenn, back to you.
Tippman's making plays for Dwenger? No way. Hey, speaking of Carroll, the Chargers, a real contender to win the SEC title for the first time. A win against Snider, that would be huge. Speaking of huge, Jeffrey Becker with the huge throw to Mason Englert. Englert had 4 touchdowns last week. He looked good here. 6-0 though after the missed PAT. Kind of a picture-perfect start and a picture-perfect game offensively for Carroll. Becker to Englert. In your living room, he would be down at the 2. Becker threw for 364 yards and 3 TDs. Next play, it's Hunter Mertz. Mertz squirts through the line for a touchdown. It's 13-0. Carroll in the lead, and they just kept scoring to the Chargers. We're talking 2nd quarter. It's Becker. Watch him. A little pump fake, decides to run it. It's a good decision. It's a touchdown, 20-0 Carroll. Jamison Coverstone had 10 catches for 240 yards. And oh my goodness, Carroll with a huge win over Snider. The offense looked great, 42-12 over the Panthers. Oh, it's a beaut. Zollner Stadium getting a facelift, new turf, new scoreboard with the same intensity for the Cadets. They're breaking in there a new digs against Homestead, and in the 1st quarter, It was James Rusher grabbing the early interception. Second quarter now still 0-0. The Spartans on the move. Evan Ormsby to Jared Kistler. It's a big game. He's going to play college football at Indiana State. And the duo finishes the drive. It's Kistler on the touchdown grab. And folks, that would be the only touchdown of this game. It was a defensive slugfest. 7-0 Homestead up. You're going to see Cam Vanderbosch jump the pass for an interception. Kid is a stud. But as I said, a defensive slugfest. Homestead beats Concordia by a final of 7-zip. Cadets quarterback Brandon Davis allegedly out for this one. At Northrop, your reigning ops team of the week. The Bruins looking to stay hot after knocking off the defending SAC champs last week. We pick it up in the third quarter. South down 7-0, and in part because of this Northwood defense. That's Jelante Hinton with the tackle for loss. And then Demarius Cowan. 32 carries, 209 yards, and 3 TDs. Big first down right there. 2 weeks into the season, this guy's got almost 500 yards rushing. He went for 276 last Friday night. That drive would end like this. Kareem Freeman freeing himself from the defense on the 12-yard touchdown. Northrop up 14-zip as the Bruins go on to win 27-7. Jason Dorfler's team off to a 2-0 start. Final stop in the SAC, we head to Wayne Manor. The Generals looking for win number 1 in the Sherwood Haydock era. Luers looking to bounce back after a loss to Carroll in week 1, third quarter. Chris Thomas in the touchdown run. Wayne takes the lead at 30-25, but this ball game, especially in the second half, back and forth. Carson Clark to the sophomore, Nick Thompson. He is gone for the touchdown. Luers now in the lead, 32-30. Wayne, yeah. Coach Haydock's team punching right back. The short touchdown plunge here as Wayne retakes the lead at 36-32. Luers responds. Johnny Sewell with a touchdown of his own as Luers now back in the lead at 36-39, I should say, to 36. Then in the fourth quarter, it's defense making plays. That's Krayshawn Menson with a beautiful interception for Luers, as the Knights go into Wayne Manor and beat the Generals 49-36. Well, week 2 of the SAC is in the books, and with that, we're going to take a quick timeout. But coming up after the break, Leo had to juggle its schedule all week long, but the Lions landing a game with one of the top teams in 4A. We got the highlights. Busco looks to shake off a week 1 loss as they host Lakeland in their home opener, and Warsaw battled Michigan City, plus 2 small schools with big-time talent. Eastside and Adams Central squaring off down in Monroe. We're going to hit those games and many more. We got 11 local games coming your way next in the Zone.
Don't move your seats. Adams Central highlights are next. We are the Lions, and you're watching the Highlight Zone.
For Leo, this week, kind of a microcosm of the very unpredictable year of 2020, right? On Wednesday, their game with Angola got canceled. On Thursday, they scheduled a new game with Mooresville. On Friday, the Mooresville Pioneers driving over 2.5 hours to play at Lions Field. A southwestern suburb of Indy, Mooresville, no pushover. The Pioneers ranked 4th in the state in 4A. Leo at number 14 in that classification. Nicholas Patterson for Mooresville with a touchdown early in the first quarter as Mooresville stakes itself to a 7-zip lead. Later, it's Patterson using the wheels again. It's a big game, but Leo had a field goal before that to cut it to 7-3. Second quarter now, Patterson to Gideon Brimage for the touchdown, and the Pioneers now up 14-3. But watch how fast Caden Miller gets into 5th gear. I mean, it was like the 3rd step. He's gone. We're going to see a lot of him on the Highlight Zone this year. It's a 52-yard touchdown. Unfortunately, not enough for the Purple Pride as they fall to Mooresville tonight, 34-17. At John Young Stadium, New Haven put up 47 points in week 1. The Bulldogs hosting a good Mississinewa team. Third quarter action, Quantari Sanders with the run, and he is dropped at the 20. Mississinewa up 7-6 in the third. But later on the drive, Jakar Williams, listed at 6'4", about 225. He pushes it in, and New Haven takes a 14-7 lead. Fourth quarter, Elijah Standridge bringing down the offense with a nice play there, but guess what? It's Williams finding Jalen Carpenter, and Carpenter with the nail in the coffin. Beautiful touchdown run after the catch as New Haven knocks off Mississinewa. Bulldogs take it 22-14. They are 2-0. East Noble on the road. We're talking a 4A showdown as the Knights battling Northwood. East Noble tied for second in the 4A state poll. Northwood coming in 9th in 4A. Opening drive, Nate Newcomer for Northwood. He picks up 20 yards, but he gets hit right there, and he is out for the game. In comes Caden Lone at quarterback, and, well, he knows what to do with it. He takes it in for the touchdown. Northwood on the board first, but guess what? East Noble, they graduated a bunch of people. They got a bunch of people back that can play some football. Aiden Jones from Dalton Stinson. That's a beautiful pitch and catch, and the Knights go up to Northwood and win this thing 15-14. Luke Anstut's team 2-0. After pitching a shutout last week at the Courtyard, Norwell's defense trying to keep it going. The Knights hosting Heritage. First quarter action, it's the running back, Max Dwenger, in for a touchdown to give Norwell a 7-zip lead. And you can see the Knights, they did it on the ground. They will do it here in the air. Eli Riley hooking up with Luke Glaff.
It's underthrown to
14-zip
Graff, but he makes
Norwell
the
as the
catch
Knights
anyway.
win
And waltzes into the end zone for a
now
touchdown.
2-0.
Great job by Luke.
One of the top small school games in the state. 2A number 8 Eastside, 1A number 4 Adams Central. Third quarter, it's Lane Burns. That's some huge plays for the Blazers last season, and he gets the interception here. Eastside up 21-14 in the third. And then a little pitch and catch from Laban Davis. First onto the scene last year as the Blazers QB hooking up with Wade Miller. A beautiful diving catch in the corner of the end zone. Gets a touchdown, 28-14, Eastside in the lead. Later in the third, Alex Curry to Nick Neuenschwander. It's a first down for Adams Central, but the Blazers defense bending, not breaking. Watch Johnny Eck playing a little center field here. He just picks this baby off to help seal it as Eastside beats Adams Central 28-14 in Monroe.
You know, we knew we had to come in and it was going to be a tough game, but, you know, we fought it out. First half was a little shaky, but we came out ready to play and we put it on them.
We held their running game in check and tried to get them to throw the ball, and you know, they got one over the top of us early, but I thought our pass defense was pretty good.
After opening on the road, the good folks of Turtletown getting a chance to see their team in their own backyard. Busco hosting Lakeland late fourth quarter. We showed up to this one late. Maybe would have been nice to get there earlier because Busco had pretty much salted this one away. Brock Marabias gets tackled by Cullen Blake. Then it's Colton Isaacs throwing it up, but that's Cameron Rinker for the Busco defense. Busco defense would pitch a shutout in this one. You're going to see Busco take a knee in the most beautiful victory formation as Busco handles Lakeland 43-0.
Feels good. We had some mistakes back in Columbia City. We learned from that. So we come out here and show that we learned, and look what happened.
We kept our heads up the whole game. No matter what happened, even bad, goods, kept our heads up and kept on playing. We take pride in what we do. We work hard, and it pays off.
Woodland trying to shake off a rough start at the hands of Leo last week. The Warriors at South Bend Adams looking for the first win of the Mike Smith era. As you saw, he wasn't happy tonight. We picked this one up with South Bend Adams working the offense in the first quarter. That's Sidney Jeffries with a 23-yard touchdown catch, 7-0 Adams. And it's Chuck Worsham working for the South Bend Adams Eagles here. And a rough start here in the season for Woodland after losing 50-0 to Leo last week. The Woodland Warriors fall again today, 50-0 at South Bend Adams. Good matchup at Fisher Field. Warsaw ranked 13th in the state in 6A. Michigan City number 9 in 5A. First quarter action. It's number 3 for Warsaw on the pitch out. It's Julius Jones. He would pick up the first down for the Tigers here, but the drive would stall, so we're knotted at 0-0. Michigan City, a little bit of everything in this offense. Giovanni Laurent would look and find Esau Haynes. This is a 54-yard connection in the first quarter. And Michigan City, the Wolves, up 7-0. They were not done. Omarion Hatch will take the handoff here, and Hatch, he is gone for the touchdown. Michigan City goes into Warsaw and beats the Tigers 41-21 the final. At Southwood, the Knights ranked 5th in this week's 4A state poll. Dave Snider and company hosting Oak Hill. First quarter action, it's Alex Farr to Carson Rich, and Rich cashing in. A great throw and catch, 67 yards on the score, and the Knights, just like that, out to a 7-zip lead. Clay McCorkle to Keon Height here. It's a 26-yard touchdown for Oak Hill. The Golden Eagles making plays on the road. You're going to see Tristan Hazlett, though, for Southwood with a 7-yard touchdown run. 14-6 Knights there as Southwood. It's a good football team. They go on to win 35-13. Let's head to Wilbur Dawes Field. We're talking Northfield hosting Tippy Valley. The Norsemen playing Bluffton really tough last week. The Vikings doing the same with Culver Military. Fourth quarter action. We pick it up here. Tippecanoe Valley working it. That was Jamison Virgil, excuse me there. 18-3, Tippecanoe Valley in the lead. Later in the fourth quarter, it's Michael Fisher down to the 13-yard line. How about Clayton Tomlinson to Jaden Pease? It's a 11-yard touchdown, I should say. That would cut it to 18-10, but that would be the end of the scoring as Tippecanoe Valley does defeat Northfield on the road, 18-10, your final. Over in Ohio, it's week 1 for the Buckeye State. Each team playing 6 games before the playoffs, and everyone makes the playoffs in Ohio this year. That is something different. Hicksville facing Edgerton. Edgerton looking good here. Gannon Ripke rips off a big touchdown run. PAT was no good, though, but the Edgerton Bulldogs leading 6-zip. Later in the game, Hicksville's Landon Turnbull would turn the corner. He's in for a touchdown to give Hicksville the lead. And the Aces win it at Edgerton tonight to open the season 22-14. Check out Natalie Clydesdale's story on the opening night of football in Ohio on our website, wayne.com. We got more Highlight Zone, including your gem of the night, coming up after the break.
We're the Northrop Bruins. We'll put up a fight. Welcome back to the Highlight Zone. Here's your gem of the night.
Well, last week it was Northrop's Demarius Cowan breaking tackles for the game-winning touchdown over Homestead. A lot to live up to, but let's see if we can top it. With that, we present you with your Week 2 Gem of the Night. The honor goes to Eastside. We're talking Laban Davis hitting Wade Miller for a beautiful pitch and catch in the corner of the end zone. The Eastside Blazers going down to Monroe and knocking off Adams Central, the team ranked 4th in 1A. Congratulations to Todd Mason's club, Laban Davis, and Wade Miller. That is your Highlight Zone Gem of the Night, courtesy of Peter Franklin Jewelers. Key games for next week. Northside is at Carroll. Concordia will battle Snider. Norwell is at Leo. Bluffton will make the trek to Bern to battle South Adams in a key ACAC contest as conference play gets kicked off in the Northeast State, the ACAC as well. And Garrett will battle at Churubusco in what is always a great rivalry game in Turtle Town. Well, that'll do it for this week's edition of the Highlight Zone. For Colton, I'm Glenn, and we'll see you next Friday night in Week 3 here in the state of Indiana.